Misha, congratulations on the show. It's so much fun to watch. And I love that it says so much outside of just being a fun horror ride. It's also saying a lot. Can you talk about just melding all those different things? Because at times I'm just loving all the gore and the blood, but then there's also like the huge amounts of the racism and just what the world is back then and even now. Can you talk about just putting all that together?
Yeah, I feel like genre, when it's at its best, it's a metaphor on top of the real world, the truth, what's we're actually experiencing. So for me, it was just about making sure that all of our monsters felt connected to what's going on in our characters' lives at all times, and then that, one each of those bounce off the other and deepens both.
How much fun did you have helping shape the monsters? Because they're really, for television, I think they're really impressive. I love what I see.
They're so fun. I feel like it was, world building. I hadn't been playing in kind of this massive world building space playground yet. And to be inside of it just was because they become their own other characters. So then you get to build out these other characters. You say ghosts, but then there's all the details that go into the ghost. You say monster, and then you have to be like, but how does it move? What does it look like? So it was just incredibly fun to play in that playground.
What do you think you learned in doing Underground that helped you do this? They're so different, but maybe they're not as different as I think.
Yeah, I don't think we were melding genres. Like Underground was a heist movie. It just happened to be set in enslaved times, So we were doing all the tropes of the heist movie, of the team coming together, the plan coming together and then failing. So I feel like that kind of, once again, metaphor on top of the real thing, the historical thing, was being done in Underground, which really helped make this transition seamless for me. So it was like, and I'm a huge horror fan, so it was just coming in, being like, nope, this is gonna work. Where everybody else is like, how is that gonna work? I'm like, nope, it's gonna work. It's great. It's great. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
From the get-go, I'm also looking at the romance or the sparks that are between Letty and Atticus. How much of that becomes a bigger thing like throughout the series? Because it's also another element you have to kind of make sure fits into the show.
Who doesn't like a good romance? I think it was important for us to keep that thread going throughout the season, but also to not make it easy. I think to make it real, to feel like what are these two people who are coming together in this moment of all this big roller coaster adventure, what would they really be feeling in each moment, as opposed to just wanting them to be together.
Hope audiences take from the show.
I always am hesitant to tell people what to take from the show. I hope that it sparks conversations. That's what I think, that the best art sparks conversations, not necessarily to what those conversations are, but to conversations. And I think that there's a lot of things in our history in America that is built into the DNA that we should start talking about more. So I hope that's what Lovecraft helps people do, and that they get scared, and they have a good time.